Ich gehöre längst nicht mehr zur Welt der Sterblichen. Ich fürchte hier nichts und niemanden. Willst du wissen, wer ich bin? Ich bin Vegeta!
Hello guys, Shockwave King, we're back here once again, and you saw today's video. Hajime Ippo round 1333 has just came out. Usually this thing drops on Friday. It dropped on Sunday. It dropped on Friday. At this point, I can never be ready. I could just never be ready for this type of stuff. But what I was saying, it's unconfirmed for even maybe to get this video out, because I have been going through some computer complications. Some severe computer complications where it is not processing videos correctly, and it's just going back and forth with the video editor. Hopefully I'm able to get a new laptop, but there's no guarantee this video will be able to get uploaded. But this is the next chapter, and I've seen a few pages of this, and all I gotta say is, I'm not a psychic, but Hajime Ippo round 1333 is his greatest friend suddenly appears. What would Ippo say to him as a second? Round 1333. Do we understand each other? Do they? Because technically, beside him, a dream. No, not really. Besides from wanting to fight each other, they're very different. Very, very different. It's not like a usual two rival scenario in my opinion. They're nowhere close to being similar. And even though Miyata just told this man not to yell, of course, Miyata-kun, what are you doing here? He can't control him. It's like he's an animal. And you see, like, I guess it's a mental thought that someone says, wait. I think it's Ippo who had a mental thought of Miyata just said, don't yell. And then like he covered his mouth and just like, that was close, almost yelled out. So he did yell out. And he was like over here holding his mouth. But how do you know I was going to yell? I haven't returned around yet. But Ippo, it's been close to like 8 to 9 years, Ippo. 8 to 9 years, Ippo. And every time you've met this man in public or anywhere, you've always yelled at Miyata-kun. What do you mean, Ippo? How does he know, Ippo? What do you mean? And Miyata's like, how did he know? Mysterious, isn't it? And Ippo's like, he read me again. How? Could it be that we understand each other? Look at that lightning effect behind Ippo. Could it be? No, I think this is just from my recent experience. None of this years of experience. And we gotta like think about it. What do you always do? What do you always do? And Ippo's like, what do I always do? What could that be? Like, what is Ippo thinking so hard about? Like, it's just, you do this all the time, Ippo. Why is it so dumbfounding or surprising? I mean, I just like, a match is going down, but people might still walk away. Still might walk by. Attracting attention would be troublesome. And Ippo continued to think to himself, instead of turning around and talk to the man face to face, eye to eye, he's still like he's still traumatized. He's still questioning how could it be. And Ippo's like always, suddenly seeing Miyata-kun, I'll be surprised then. Oh my goodness, what is this? What is this? And this is got an image, a panel. I've seen this panel of download images. It is a bunch of images of dolls that look like Hachi or Wampo just being excited and just losing their minds. Just hopping and hip hooray all over the place. What is happening? Why is this going through his mind? Why would he be so excited? And look, you can't even fight each other anymore. It's open. And Miyata's like, well, it's troublesome, right? And Ippo continued to think to himself, I have to spit that out of my mind every time, but it's basically a reflex at this point. Surely it's okay, right? I'm no longer an active fighter. It must be okay for me to have a normal conversation now, really. Actually, technically, Coach did cut off all connection to the Miyata family, but they both have not been agreeing. Had been following that, have they? And it was like normal, as he finally removed his hands from his face. And Miyata's like, now, as to why I'm here. Miyata's finally trying to get down to business. Finally. Wait. Miyata's like, it's time for my former gym mate's match. Me showing up to watch would be odd. That's obvious. Satisfied. Satisfied. He put just nods like a madman. And then like he gives us this look like I can't even explain this look. It's like a look of disappointment, a look of failure, a look of incomplete satisfaction. Of we wasn't able to do what we both promised each other. And we both think to ourselves like, how you been lately? If y'all just like don't try to force a conversation. And he just stops all attempts. The champion been training at my gym. I noticed something while watching him. Do you want to hear it? Well, it's kind of too late to make a difference now. It's just he's like now trying to change these type of Takamura game plan. Could make him too anxious or just cause some more problems. I understand if like the champion is injured or something, but if not, it's already too late in my opinion. If I was fighting, I'd just say screw it. Okay. Tell me when I started to lose. Besides matches, I don't want to hear it. Do you want to hear it? I'm almost certain of it. The champion's dominant arm is his left. I've noticed for a while now as he was playing Mahjong, when he moved reflectively, it's always his left. As Ippo says, and Miata's like, I see. I'm glad that Takamura-san or someone in the Kurogama camp was aware. As Miata started to walk away, he noticed doing Mahjong. Yes, Miata. He noticed doing Mahjong. Right. Since Miata has been cut out of Kurogama affairs for some time now. You've been unaware that agent Yami-san and Ippo went to the Mahjong parlors to see what Keith Dragon was really made of. And Keith Dragon, as a true man above men, defeated the 20-year undefeated Demon King of Japan in Mahjong in spectacular fashion and stripped him from his title, meaning that there is only one champion around here now, and that is the L Keith Dragon. the Keith Dragon, my goodness. And we had this like not from his boxing training, but from his movements in his private life. Is that something even noticeable? And yeah, it's like that's an unbelievable level of observation and insight. How did he manage that? Is it from studying as a trainer? And he was just like, And Miata continues, is that what it means to look at boxing from an outside perspective? Then like Ippo finally says, I have to go prepare for our match. And Miata's like, by all means. He was like, oh think, well then, see ya. And Miata continued to think to himself. With his experience inside the ring, the knowledge and perspective that he's cultivated outside of it. If he was to fight right now, what would he be able to do? Why is everybody still pondering that question? Everybody. It has been months, potentially at least 1 year or two since Ippo has been inside the ring. And everybody's still pondering the question. What if he was to take everything he gained? What if it's from Sendo, Kurogama, Miata? Oh, who else also posed that question? Who else? If he was to get back into the ring right now, what would happen? What would we see? What power would have Ippo obtained in those years? I wonder. Well, Miata, unlike everybody else from Ippo's generation, he didn't have broken hands or broken ribs or getting disqualified for being the man outside the ring before the ref told him to start the fight. It was Ippo. Miata breaking his broke his foot. That's some time off. He broke his hand. That's some time off. Sendo broke his hand multiple times, and Miata just he's the undisputed. Well, the only person who got disqualified much as him at a period of time was Sawanada, and then Mishiba stole that title from him and got banned again. So it's just it really took some major losses or got a serious injury that made him stay out of the ring, especially that Miata, and especially that Mishiba 1 year out of the ring. And announcer picks up, this fight isn't over yet. It could get closer and closer to the main event. The arena is heating up. But here's an interesting thing, because y'all guys remember back like doing like that hype up and build up to the Freddy Gonzalez chapter, where Miyata was talking like some gym mates about Senna versus Freddy Gonzalez. Could it be one of those guys he's talking about as one of the guys from my gym is having a match for me being here? Would it be too surprising? Is he referring to that? Or is he referring to like an actual student, an actual Konai that he's also obtained? That's how Miyata's has been pretty much Miyata and his father. He hasn't really trained anybody. But Ippo's like, I'm on my third set. You got Yamada, Isagake, and Teihen Kintaro. I do this all the time. But I don't think we ever get to see like who he's there to watch. And you see some fading lights and Ippo still going off. No matter how much time has passed, I always... Wait, I gotta zoom in. No matter how much time has passed, I always awkward around Miyata-kun. And here I thought, since there's no way I'd be able to fight, we'd be able to become better friends. But technically, are you friends? Which is quite strange, because it harkens back to what I was feeling earlier, where it's just like, this is not your normal friendship. The direct path of a bond has been going towards a fight this entire time. And maybe, just maybe, like August towards Ashura, maybe they only be able to finally understand each other by only speaking through their fists. Maybe. And Teihen Kintaro is like, Master, please help us. Yeah, please. And Ippo's like, what's the matter? And I've seen these pages by trying to download it. This chapter caught me completely off guard. Ippo's like, what is it? It's his interest costume. It all just showed up. We look at the instructions, but it's also complicated. It might as well be Greek. I don't think we'd be able to assimilate in time. And you see these pages, man. I don't know what Gundam project or what type of contraption is this. It's just parts everywhere. I don't even see how this costume is supposed to work, but I did call it. I said they're gonna be fighting with Takamura specifically be fighting with the costume, but instead you gotta get Ippo's sidekick to be fighting with the costume, because I'll be darned, it's just really Wataru. It's just supposed to be a costume. What the hell is this contraption? What is this? And Takamura's like, I knew something was up. I knew something was up. Really? That's also really interesting. It's Itagaki or Mai versus Miyata's top student. His top person from his gymnate. What would happen? Just like when, it's just like similar to Hoshi. We haven't seen Hoshi do anything since then either, so we don't know if Hoshi evolved, went something beyond maybe to implement some more karate moves, or has he completely molded his karate into his boxing, becoming a vicious opponent like he was Vord's coach back in the day towards Kurogama and Nakota. We got some people chipping in. wait, what talking more says? That bag with Tara brought all inside with trunks and a headpiece. So you were saying with just trunks and a headpiece. This is the first time you tried it on? Really? So the only thing he brought to you, he didn't even send you this with, like, I'm sorry, they're scumbags. I don't care what anybody said. I hate Takamura's family. That bag where Taru brought, all that was inside was just trunks and a headpiece. What headpiece? Cause like later you don't really see a headpiece. But like, are you serious? Like he's not gonna help you put it together, he's not gonna do nothing. He's gonna sit his punk ass outside. But Takamura's like, don't worry, Wataru's sense has been always on point. Really? He's just like, is that so? Even still. It looks like a giant figurine. Yeah, like a Saria. What's that for? I don't know. Here. Of course, someone get thrown the remote. Good. Here it is. Takamura's like, you're reading that right? I'm entrusting you with read the instructions. So now it is confirmed that he'd be Takamura's corner man. Prepare for the shenanigans. My God, prepare for those shenanigans. Ippo's like, okay. We all know what happened the first time Ippo was a corner man for everybody. That's the thing. Kimura was a tech dummy, alright? He's a bit all building up to this. Could Ippo be a proper second towards Takamura that keeps the emoter keep dragging? Because boy, oh boy, that that Kimura thing was hilarious. Just how do you throw the corner chair so hard? It ricochets from the ropes. How did you? Why did you let go that high? And he just nearly killed somebody in the crowd. Some other people. Oh, he been a coach for other people. Well, an average Kurogama gym man is nothing compared to the great Takamura. We might actually get a fight to break out in the corner if Ippo messed this up. And Kurogama's like, let's go. Takamura's like, he's going in. Do some more work in the midst. Now you can see that sadly Kurogama's eyes are still darkened, but it is what it is. And she's like this, I guess it's cutaway, or it just goes towards a wall, we just see blam. And he's just like, good, his conditioning seems fine. Ba-bloom, ba-bump, ba-blam. Aoki-san Kimura, son of Manabu-kun, I'll leave the chair for you. And you see a final plan with him on it. As Miyato finally walks to the door, and he's about to walk down to his seating. And that's it. Well, like Miyato, like. Yeah, he was coming out. He spins away, and they seen by Aoki there, and it's like, come on, sit with us. This is your seat, isn't it? This is your seat. Why you trying to run? It's the way they grab him. He's like, why you trying to run? You can't run. You can't run, son. You can't run. Oh god. Oh, it's like a slight mistake here. Like Kimura's hoodie, sweater's supposed to be colored, but it's not. But it's a common mistake, alright? This is a mistake I made with my own book. Itagake's like, Miyata-san, yes, Itagake, your predecessor, the previous model, the first generation of the counter speed beast machine. Itagake's like, it's your former gym mate's match. You must be curious. What do you think? You just got Yoki's head on top of Miyata's. Miyata's blank. He's dead in the chin. And Miyata's like, I have no opinion. He's had no fights in super middleweight and challenged the champion immediately. I won't be able to determine if he can deal with what stands in his way into the opening rounds. And Itagake's like, what stands in his way? And Miyata continues for a long page. The weight class barrier. It faced all champions who aspire to complement multiple weight classes, and yet they managed. Gomez, Zarate, Olivier, Agamo, all of them. I'm probably butchering their names. Will you keep your speed? Will you keep up with speed? Will your speed keep up with a bigger body? We know the Japanese in history are taking the crowd in his way, taking the crown in his weight class. Can he, or different in frame or power, be too much for you? There are too many unknown variables. First and foremost, I had to see what kind of body Takamura Sanders has made for this fight. And it's Miyata was pinpoint accurate, sharp eyes, constantly analyzing, constantly updating. And Miyata's like, what is it? And Itagaki's like, well, when it comes to the boxing side, you can cut sheer talk of restoring. I have to tell Senpai that. You have to tell Senpai that. And Miyata gets mad. And Yoki's like, this is the boxing, this Bakken otaku, no. This box otaku. And Miyata needs him to get, no. No, Miyata, he's out of his natural environment. He can't escape. It's 3 against 1. And then the lights cut off. Oh, it's all dark now. And tonight's main event. And someone says in the crowd, it's starting. We've been waiting. The the WBC super middleweight title match. Next page here. Do that. I hate that. Like seriously, Wataru couldn't even. How do you design this contraption? And you're not even gonna try to help your own brother with it. You know, you got the sister saying, it's finally being unveiled. Wataru's like, don't get all worked up. And the big brother's like, it's fine. And he's like, huh? Hold up. How long is it gonna stay dark? Is this lighting? Is it lighting troubles? What's going on? As the crowd continues. What a turnout! Do something already! Come on! What's up with this hostile crowd? And then the great Takamura just appears in the ring. Now it seems like it could be glowing up in the dark, with this whole new suit contraption. But I'm curious about what headpiece Takamura is talking about, because like in this frame, you don't really see a headpiece. At the coach, and I believe it's Yagi-san or Yami-san over there holding up the IBF and the WBC belts. And Shinoda's holding up the other one. He's like, he suddenly appears in the ring. The mysterious figure is standing in the blue corner. He has 3 seconds move around him like satellites. What they're holding up is the 3 belts. The 3 belts, without a doubt. This mysterious belt collector himself, Takamura Mamaru. But we can't see his face. Unlike the moon orbiting him, he stays fixed in one spot like a planet. What is it? What could he be waiting for? What are we still for? An Ippo? Of course, the chapter ends on Ippo's like, well, I wonder if it's okay to push it now. If I don't get the timer for it at all, please don't explode as Ippo goes to push the button. Here you go to calm the gag. Someone's gonna get their ass whooped about this. Now, hopefully, whatever fails with this contraption does not hinder Takamura's performance later. I hope it just pops out, it just falls down, and just they make fun of him again. Instead of seeing Takamura seriously hurt. I don't want to see no Takamura get hurt this time around. I don't want to see no Charlie horses. I don't want to see no I ran out of stamina. I don't want to see no I can't see a right feint. I want to see him get beaten and have to dig deep. But with Miyata saying like how he performed with the weight class, would he still keep his speed and things like that? Takamura has never been in his weight class that he's supposed to be at all. Even the coach said at the beginning. And somebody say, well, of course that. But the thing is, from Miyata's viewpoint, he's never fought in this class that high. Even though it's close to his national weight, he's never fought anybody in this weight class. He's never done anything at this weight class. Remember, Takamura took the Japanese middleweight title first, and then he challenged Brian Hawk, who was the junior middleweight title. So he was already at middleweight, and then he went down. He's been at the middleweight since like what he was like, whenever he dropped out of high school. So him defeating keep like David Eagle or Richard Bison or Brian Hawk, should it be too much surprising? Because he used to street fight at middleweight, and pretty much he's been at middleweight since he's a child. Now he has gotten taller since then. Sure, he had put on more. He should have put on more pounds by then. So could the weight hinder him or make him better? I say since it is less stress on his body and less has to drain his body with water, he should be better physically. But as for his boxing performance, as in speed, technique, and everything like that, he's been trying to move it to super middleweight for a while, and we don't know how much of the gap between his last fight and this one. So, sure, it would be his first time, but if he had the appropriate training time, then you should be ready, unless his body just fails him. But for as in everything else, this is I don't mean to be a psychic here, but I did say the chapter would not start, and it's been what it's been literally 3 different chapters, no, 2 different chapters, and I'm not. It's concerning how accurately I predicted this thing. Them not be able to get the suit together. I said that. The fight night starting immediately. I said that. Who's on the undercard? I said that. This is concerning. How am I so accurate this? I haven't even read George's script. How is this even possible? And then the biggest thing, does Ippo and Miyata understand each other? And there's another big tease towards when Ippo finally returns to the ring. What type of monster, what type of beast will he be? And no matter what people say, in my opinion, whatever Ippo goes forward with his boxing career, it will have to implement the new Dempsey role in some way. Because in my opinion, it is final evolution. The perfect symbiotic, the perfect thing what the coach meant when Ippo developed the Dempsey role the first time. Hit before getting hit. Ippo with a new Dempsey roll, even without him doing the Dempsey roll itself, the amount of angles and weaving that you better do, the fact you can easily pin somebody against the corner and they try to escape gazelle punch, and then pressure somebody in the corner, level blow, just touring somebody organs wide open. There is no escape. The new Dempsey roll, that's the thing. If you take the courage and endurance from the Gonzalez fight, and take the technique and skill from the Antonio fight and fuse those together, that fool is unstoppable. That's a different breed. That would knock out Gonzalez by round 3, in my personal opinion. But it's all yet to be seen, because we don't know when Ippo is ever going to return. So at this point, that's why I'm funny. My friend's just like, oh, you don't know nothing. The technical going is up to 1,090. I was like, lightweight. we're on 1333, and George says you're only halfway done, like 1 or 2 years ago. And he said he wouldn't take as much time, so it's not going to be 30 years, it's going to have to be at least 10 or 15. So, like I said, lightweight. And also, to get my thoughts out of the way, I was supposed to be analyzing the Megalobox 2 Nomad trailer, but my laptop has encountered some technical difficulties. That's why I said earlier, you might not even be able to see this video at all, or the other one. So hopefully I'll be able to get the laptop next week, or if I get fired from my job, getting my last paycheck. But yeah, that's gonna be the shock account, and I got thoughts and opinions about this chapter. I enjoyed this chapter of do we truly understand each other? I say to a certain degree, you're cut from the same breed of person, but obviously you're on 2 different colors of the blanket. Similar, but different in so many ways. Kindred spirits in a way. Similar to Naruto, but not. But it didn't be sure. Okay, look, guys, thoughts on the opinion. Do you believe Takamura's weight will affect him? Do you believe that something will fail with his suit? Do you believe that Ippo will be a monster when you return, when you combine everything he learned? And most finally, what do you think of the Takamura family? And I call the fact, if Takamura comes in with this type of entrance, what type of entrance would Keith's dragon have? The American dragon, who's not Jake Long. That would be interesting. Cause seeing this, when I was done with the chat page, I was just like, if Takamura entrance is gonna be like this, that might be a comedy gag, it might be sick. Then what type of savagery? What type of entrance would Keith's dragon have? Cause you already see what Richard Bison, that fool came up with a bison head, beating on his chest like a madman after the explosion. So this is gonna be excellent. I am kind of sad to see the whole the regular Hawk robe go, but we don't know if it's like a one fight type of thing or Takamura will be permanently carrying this to his fights to the future. So, but yeah, it's been me Shockwave. I can't let you guys enjoy the video. That's just increasing Ippo's back, and also with Takamura's new trunks, they're not the Royal Conquering trunks, of course. Obviously, right there in the pants, right next to the zipper. Of course, the penis joke is there. But also, see, one of those sponsor logos, could that be from the Takamura family, that sponsor logo? Even though it still looks like some balls, is it possible that the Takamura logo is on his trunks? And I would zoom in like right in there. But aside from that, it's been Mr. Shockwave. Can we your opinions and thoughts about the chapter? Is comedy as a surprise? Another fantastic chapter from George Morikawa, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. It's been Mr. Shockwave King, and peace.